Andrei Martyanov's The Real Revolution in Military Affairs tackles the evolving nature of warfare, the shifting global power dynamics, and the myths that continue to shape our understanding of both. Martyanov begins by citing ideas from political scientist John Mearsheimer's The Great Delusion. In this book, Mearsheimer posits that the liberal, relativist view of the world has made the concept of a good life elusive. This is because, in a world of diverse cultures and circumstances, defining a universal good life becomes an impossible task. Mearsheimer's title is a nod to the economic and intellectual crisis of liberalism, which, he argues, has failed to provide a coherent answer to what a good life truly is. But here's where things get interesting. Mearsheimer's critique, while compelling, doesn't go far enough. He limits his analysis to nationalism, overlooking the economic drivers that fuel liberal aggression. Unlike thinkers like Paul Craig Roberts, Mearsheimer still views the United States as a liberal democracy. But is it? The evidence suggests otherwise. The United States, as we know it, is no longer the liberal democracy it once claimed to be. Instead of trying to define the good life, which is an impossible task given the vast array of global cultures and circumstances, we should recognize that the most fundamental aspect of a good life is life itself. And this life is good based on a complex interplay of factors, many of which are often overlooked by American political science. Why is this the case? Because American political scientists, by and large, have not experienced the struggles for survival that much of humanity faces daily. They haven't endured the impact of sanctions like those imposed on 20th century Iraq, which led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of children. They haven't witnessed the destruction of relatively stable and prosperous nations, like Libya in 2011, under the guise of the responsibility to protect. Conflict, as Mearsheimer rightly points out, is a part of human nature. War, the apex of conflict, has defined human life since the dawn of civilization. Humans become violent under certain conditions, leading to a fight for survival by the weaker against the violence of the stronger. Yet, American political science, despite its extensive study of conflict and war, remains remarkably ignorant about the extreme nature of these conflicts. It fails to grasp that these are matters of life and death for large numbers of people, shaping both the victors and the vanquished. Daniel Larison, of the American Conservative, notes that the U.S. is remarkably bad at understanding its adversaries. American politicians and policymakers routinely misjudge the intentions and goals of their adversaries, often inventing a fantasy version of the regimes they face. This lack of understanding is compounded by a political culture that rewards tough-sounding but ignorant positions and marginalizes those who seek to understand the full complexity of international problems. This brings us to the concept of the Thucydides Trap, a term coined by American political scientist Graham Allison. It's a geopolitical model based on the Greek historian Thucydides' conclusion that the growth of Athenian power and the fear it inspired in Sparta made war inevitable. But as Mearsheimer and others have pointed out, this concept is flawed. It assumes that war between China and the United States is almost inevitable, a notion that is more a figment of imagination than a reflection of reality. Chinese paramount leader Xi Jinping has explicitly stated that the Thucydides trap doesn't exist. Moreover, the concept doesn't sit well with even some of Russia's most pro-Western liberals, who are known for their uncritical acceptance of American geopolitical concepts. The truth is, the Thucydides trap is a political scientist's trap, a concept that fails to account for the complexities of modern warfare and the nuclear reality that defines it. The reality is that modern warfare is highly technological. The lessons of ancient history, while valuable, must be applied with caution. Technology has become a main driver behind tactical and operational requirements. The dynamics of modern warfare are vastly different from those of the past, and the tools and strategies needed to navigate this new landscape are equally complex. This is where Martyanov introduces the concept of the revolution in military affairs, RMA. The RMA is not just about new technologies, it's about the integration of those technologies with innovative operational concepts and organizational adaptation. It's about fundamentally altering the character and conduct of conflict, producing a dramatic increase in combat potential and military effectiveness. The United States has made significant strides in embracing the RMA, particularly in the realm of precision strike capabilities. But as Mearsheimer and others have noted, the U.S. military's progress must be assessed relative to capable adversaries with their own precision strike capabilities, not against third-rate military forces. The reality is that the RMA is a complex, multifaceted phenomenon that requires a deep understanding of both technology and geopolitics. In conclusion, Martyanov's book challenges us to rethink our assumptions about warfare, geopolitics, and the pursuit of a good life. It reminds us that the world is a complex, interconnected place, and that the pursuit of dominance through military means is a dangerous and ultimately self-defeating strategy. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, we must strive for a more nuanced, historically grounded understanding of the world and the forces that shape it. This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book, The Real Revolution in Military Affairs by Andrei Martyanov. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.